So let's talk about nature dosing and its place in a plant-based lifestyle, because I believe that it is the one thing that is currently missing so much from so many people's lives. And yet it is the one thing that I think can really make a change, almost instantly, just by stepping beyond your doorstep. So the concept of nature dosing is actually fairly simple. The concept is basically about regular, intentional, multisensorial connection with nature itself. And again, it's something that we have lost maybe over the last 100 years as we've transcended, as we've actually moved from an outdoor living concept, the culture of being outdoors and being one with nature, to completely living and existing in an inside realm. They're saying now that we spend up to 95% of our time living inside, between offices and houses and cars and sitting behind computers and and gaming and watching television and all the things that we're doing that is apart from nature. And not only that, but it's also making us forget that we are a part of nature, that at our root, at our heart, at our core, we cannot exist without nature, that we are one with it. And the only way to survive and succeed as really everything is getting back in touch with that core. Now, I saw that yesterday when I went outside for my morning walk. And as the sun rose just beyond the river, my river walk, out there in all of its glory was, reds and pinks and oranges and just the most brilliant color as the sun rose just past the horizon. And as I walked there and looked around, I think one of the most amazing things to me is how few people actually got to witness that. I literally saw less than a handful of people out on that same walk experiencing that same brilliance of color that I was experiencing, and what it does for your heart and soul. I know you know this. I know you've been outside when something just literally takes your breath away. Like a week or so ago, walking along the river, and two sets of bald eagles were flying and coasting over the river, fighting for territory. How many people get to witness that on a daily basis in today's world? I know if you go back through time, if you look back to a previous place, people were noticing that and watching that on a daily basis. And yet now we're so busy. We have so many things to do. We're always out and about and doing things and going places, that we miss even the tiniest, even the littlest of events that literally should be taking our breath away. And when you do that, when you experience that, it makes you want more. I guarantee you it makes you experience, or when you experience it, it makes you want more. And I think that's really why I started actually getting into the dirt. Again, once you do this, you cannot let it go. And for me, the garden has just turned into just such a brilliant place to be, because when you touch the dirt, when you touch soil, you touch the earth, it literally does something to you. It lights you up. And when you make a hole and you put a seed in or a plant, and then you nurture it and you watch it grow, and you touch the plant, maybe you're weeding, maybe you're taking off little buds so the other buds can get stronger, and you're nurturing it along the way. And then finally, in all its brilliance, you pick a tomato or a zucchini from it, and you feel it in your hands. It does something to you. It makes you really get back to your roots. And isn't that the whole point of all this in the first place? Because nature dosing, to me, is all about getting back to roots, to the very thing that connect us to Mother Earth in the first place. I think in this crazy world, getting back to nature is the one thing that we can all do, that we can all, go and experience. even if it's just for a short walk before work or after work or at lunch or anywhere you can get it. There are just so many places, no matter where you live. You don't have to just walk around the concrete jungle. I guarantee you there's a park nearby that you can take in the trees, take in the sunshine, maybe take in even just a tiny little babbling brook. It doesn't have to be much, even a lake that you walk around. Anywhere you go to experience that is going to change your mindset pretty quickly. Again, I know you've experienced this on some level, but if it's been a while, or even if it was just yesterday, I highly recommend that you think about nature dosing as a way to improve everything about your body, from body, mind, soul, and everything in between. This relationship that we're fostering with Mother Nature has got to change. And I think at the core, so many of us are waking up to that. We're waking up to that concept of we cannot survive, we cannot thrive, we cannot live without developing this connection further with getting back to our roots. And so if you've been journaling with me all year, I'm grateful for you being here. And I have a journaling exercise for you today all about nature dosing, because as we move into the final couple months here of the year, I feel it's more important than ever. And as we set our intentions for 2025 and we move forward into a brand new year filled with promise, filled with hope, that's something I think we can all use a lot of right now. And that's why I have created this journaling experience for you. You have the link right down here in the note section where you can connect and you can actually get my journaling PDF that you can download and use. Or feel free just to take the questions and follow along in your own journal if you have one, sitting at your desk or at your nightstand and you use it regularly, whatever's convenient for you. I provide these journaling PDFs for you as a place for you to, hopefully with paper, sit down and think a little beyond your daily routine. Give it a few minutes and actually change your mindset somewhat. And that's what I hope to do with this month's November motivation. I've structured it a little different. Like I said, if you've done this in the past, I have structured it a little bit different because I've been working with a new tool, with a new teacher myself on journaling. And for so long, I have journaled. I love journal prompts. I love, several sentences that kind of point me in a direction of coming up with what I'm going to write about in that page or within those few minutes. And this teacher has been practicing using very short phrases or even just one word instead. And it really does something completely different to the mind when you're not given a huge amount of journal prompting. And instead you have one word, or again with this video I've created here, giving you a little bit insight into nature dosing. But I want you to take that and use this to freely express how you feel. So with that, what I will do is we'll do it kind of similar how we've done it in the past. I'll give you 30 seconds or so to just kind of jot down some ideas. And then I highly suggest to take some time later in the day to physically sit down and give yourself a half an hour or so for these 5 prompts to really go in depth to the prompt and what it means to you. And I thought I would do something slightly different here. I will read the prompt that I have put forward in my PDF that you've downloaded, but I also want to give you a quote that I have found that kind of motivated me for the reason I chose the word or the phrase that I did. So with that, let's get started. Journal prompt number 1 is in nature. And the quote that I have for this one is, in every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. Journal prompt number 2 is being present. And the quote is, if you want to conquer the anxiety of life, live in the moment, live in the breath. Okay, journal prompt number 3. I reach into the soil and feel. And the quote by Rainer Maria Rilke is, if we surrendered to the earth's intelligence, we would rise up rooted like trees. Journal prompt number 4 is, I walk where I've never walked before. And this quote says, don't come to the don't come to the Camino de Santiago looking for answers. Instead, come with an open heart and you may be surprised by what you find. And journal prompt number 5 is, intentional connection with nature means, and the quote I found for this one from Joseph Campbell is, the goal of life is to make your heartbeat match the beat of the universe, to match your nature with nature. And there you have it, November's journal prompts and November's discussion on how you look just a little bit differently at plant-based living. And I know we all have a lot going on, so much going on in the world right now, with just a few short weeks left to 2024. So if you haven't had a chance yet to get out and enjoy nature in whatever that looks like for you, I highly recommend taking this opportunity. Maybe you can even take this journal prompt with you and go sit in a park or, along the beach, along the coast, in the forest, whatever works for you, whatever is close and nearby. I guarantee that you will have a whole new outlook, a whole new experience just by doing something as simple as stepping outside beyond your doors. I look forward to seeing you again next month.